analog reflector for this one. Yeah. Do, 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 do.
Hey, 4W, standing by for next.
Oh, here we go. Okay, that's working. Alright, that's working. Do, 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 do. Where's All Star at? Do, do, do. Oh. Sorry, YouTube. I'm just setting things up here. Do, 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 do. Okay. Whoa. I just realized that my mic was overdriven. I'm so sorry. Alright, I turned my mic down a little bit. Here we go. Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Okay.
Node 2105.
Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
We got you, Kimberly. Hey, 4WX.
Alright, awesome. Thank you for the report. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. We'll start the net in about 3 minutes. Alright. Woo! Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. My name is Kimberly, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, and my pronouns are she, her. I am your net control operator for this net. This is a roundtable, general discussion, and reg tune net, and all calls should go through the net control station. This net meets every Sunday at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time. Before we begin, do we have any emergency or other priority traffic? If at any time there is an emergency, please say break, break, and we will assist you. This net provides a safe place for members of the LGBTQIA+ community as well as their allies to hang out over the airwaves. This net, as well as the network it's hosted on, is opened to all licensed amateur radio operators. No membership is necessary, and we also welcome third-party traffic as well. Speaking of memberships, the Pride Radio Group provides an inclusive environment for all to learn, experiment, and enjoy radio communications by encouraging, promoting, and supporting diversity with the wider radio community, sharing our experiences and learnings with the community, and celebrating and embracing Pride on the air. For more information about the Pride Radio Group For more information about the Pride Radio Group and how to join, plus gain access to our Discord chat room, head on over to prideradio.group. That is prideradio.group. Or you can check out Victor Kilo 3 Papa Romeo Golf or Kilo 3 Papa Romeo Golf on QRZ. Membership is free and all are welcome, regardless of who you are and who you love. Unless you hate us, of course. This net is being relayed on the various nodes, talk groups, and reflectors of the Pride Radio Network and affiliated systems, including All-Star, Echolink, IRLP, DMR, YSF Reflector, WiresX, M17, NXDN, P25, and D-Star, as well as various RF repeaters somewhere around the world, and is also streamed live on my YouTube channel by searching for my call sign, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. And we also have broadcast-only links on Broadcastify, and Icecast. For more information on how you can connect to this network, please visit prideradionetwork.com. That is prideradionetwork.com. And finally, you can also track and follow this net by downloading NetLogger on Windows, Linux, or Mac OS from netlogger.org. That is netlogger.org. It's a great piece of software. You could log into the net and see a list of call signs being populated in real time and see when it's your turn. So yeah, it's great. So yeah, it's a great thing. Check out the software. And if you're on Android devices, you could check out a bare minimum version of NetLogger called NetScraper. NetScraper on Android. Alrighty, before we begin this evening's net, do we have any news, announcements, or other items of business for the net and the Pride Radio Group? Alrighty, I do have one announcement. I am thrilled to announce that we now have a new repeater connection. That's right. The November 3 Victor Echo Mike repeater has joined us, and they will be connected during nets and also probably on some occasions as well. Not too sure about that yet. And manual connections are, of course, available at any time by following the instructions found on the November 3 Victor Echo Mike blog. I believe the website is at n3vem.com, but I'm not too sure. But I'm pretty sure that they have the blog website on the QRZ. All right. let me reset for a moment. Alrighty, let's start by taking some check-ins. First, let's start off with mobile short on time or in and out stations. So if you're mobile, don't have much time, or if you just simply want to pop in for a quick hello before popping out, please come down with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. And if you wish, you may include your pronouns as well. This is KJ7OMO once again, and I'll drop my carrier and see who comes out of the woodwork.
Victor Kilo 6, Hotel Alpha X-Ray. Just checking in. You can mark me QRT. Thank you.
Alright, we have an in and out from Victor Kilo 6, Hotel Alpha X-Ray. Thank you so much for stopping by, and 7-3. And of course, you're welcome to check back in anytime. Do we have any other mobile short on time or in and out stations? Already hearing none, let's open it up now to anybody, anywhere. So anyone, anywhere, if you'd like to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, and also known as the Pride Radio Group Net, all I need are your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically, and if you wish, you may include your pronouns as well. This is, sorry, I lost my train of thought, so I'm gonna drop my carrier and stand by for more check-ins.
Alpha Echo 4, Whiskey X-Ray. Alpha Echo 4, Whiskey X-Ray. My pronouns are he, him, his.
Alright, we got Alpha Echo 4, Whiskey X-Ray. Got you down. Anybody else wishing to check in? Alright, do we have anybody else out there wishing to check in to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? KJ7OML standing by for more check-ins.
Victor Alpha 5, Echo Tango Hotel, Ethel, she, her. Hello.
Alright, Victor Echo 5, Echo Tango Hotel, got you down. Anybody else out there wishing to check in? Alright, I'm going to put out another call for more check-ins. Anyone, anywhere, if you'd like to check in to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net, all I need are your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically. And if you like, you may include your pronouns as well. Let's see if we have other folks out there. Anyone, anywhere. You get the idea. Hi. Alrighty, well, looks like we're off to a slow start, but not to worry. We're hopeful that things will pick up soon. In the meantime, let's go ahead and toss the hot potato over to Alpha Echo 4, Whiskey X-Ray, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Well, good evening, everybody, and thank you for taking my check-in, Kimberly. My name is Mark, Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo, and I'm in West End, North Carolina. And, I connected with Kimberly on Mastodon. She's the one that pointed me out to this net, so this is the first time I'm checking in. Thank you again for drawing my attention to it. And I'm definitely glad to be here. So, I think you all heard about what happened for us this week. I live about 3 miles from the 2 substations that were attacked, and we were in the dark from Saturday night till Wednesday morning. And, this week, in terms of, I've been doing my job and doing what I can to take care of the community, and all the more so, it just seems right to be doing everything I can to just kind of stand up. I mean, officially they haven't said what the motive for what was for the attacks on the substations, but I don't think there's anybody in Moore County, much less anybody anywhere else, that has any doubt that this had to do with the drag show that was being held by Sandhills Pride over at the Sunrise Theater. So all the more reason to stand up and be counted. So I'm glad I'm here, and again, thank you for the check-in, and I'll turn it back over to you. Thank you, Kimberly. And 73, this is Alpha Echo 4, Whiskey X-Ray.
Alright, Alpha Echo 4, Whiskey X-Ray, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, returning. Wow, that is quite the crazy thing that happened. Yikes. I heard about that, and I cannot imagine being without power for several days. Wow. But I'm glad to know that everything is alright, and that you're safe. I wasn't quite sure if you wanted to check out or stay checked in, so I'll put it back over to you real quick to confirm that.
Oh, sure, I can stick around for a bit, so thanks, AE4WX.
Alrighty, we'll call you back on in just a bit. Victor Alpha 5 Echo Tango Hotel Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Woo, my brain is all scrambled at the moment. Over to you.
Victor Alpha 5 Echo Tango Hotel. Hi, yeah, that's not good about that substation attack. That's kind of crazy. There's not much new here. I'm just hanging out, I guess. Yeah, net control, I guess. I don't really have anything to say at this moment.
Alrighty, yeah, not a problem. Hopefully more people will join, and we'll have more things to talk about. And it looks like a user by the name of JMB wishes to check in on YouTube. So, welcome aboard. And if you don't yet have your ham radio license, I encourage you to study for that and get licensed so you can join in on the fun and also have lots of other fun. Alright, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we have anybody else wishing to check in. All I need... Oh, Jay does have a call sign. Okay, I will note that down. Thank you for the check-in, KB3SQ Victor. All right. Do we have anybody else wishing to check in at this time? All I need are your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically. And if you wish, you may give us your pronouns as well. This, once again, is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Pronouns are she, her, and I am going to stand by for more check-ins.
This is N3VEM, November 3, Victor Echo Mike, he, him here.
All right, we have November 3, Victor Echo Mike. Welcome aboard. Do we have anybody else out there wishing to check in? Alrighty. Once again, we have Kilo Bravo 3, Sierra Quebec Victor checking in via YouTube. Thank you so much for your check-in. And if you'd like to actually check in via voice, you're more than welcome to connect to the network. But in the meantime, thank you once again for your check-in. And now we're going to toss the mic over to November 3, Victor Echo Mike, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Hey, good evening, Kimberly and the net. Glad I was able to make it this evening. I missed the very beginning of the net, getting kiddos settled and stuff like that, but sat down here just in time to hear Mark talking about the stuff they went through this week. So yeah, thoughts and prayers and all that stuff have been headed that way for sure. There was a recent case similar. I consider myself a Unitarian Universalist, and our churches host a lot of those types of events. And there was actually one of the drag story times was supposed to happen at one of our churches in Ohio recently. That they actually ended up canceling theirs because of kind of threats from the community. So it's a little disheartening to see that kind of stuff going on. But you know, the more support and the more visible we are showing up, I guess the better for that kind of stuff. But Kimberly, thanks for giving the shout out with the info on my repeater, and you did get the website right. So it is n3vem.com. That's kind of like my main blog site, but n3vem.com/repeater has the details for the repeater. And I did finish the programming, so it'll connect every week at net time. And some point this weekend or this week, I'm actually also going to program it. I think I'm going to do a kind of a scheduled split time, so I think I'll actually probably connect to the Pride Network full time for like half the week. So part of the week I've been interacting quite a bit with the Ham Radio Workbench folks, so I think I'm going to set up a schedule so that I connect to the Workbench Hub the first half of the week, and then I'll connect to the Pride Hub the second half of the week. So once I get to do that programming, I'll be connected full time, probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or sometime midday Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to kind of split the week in half. But yeah, that's the update anyway, as I've been slowly making updates and changes on this machine. But with that, I will kick it back to you. N3VEM.
All right, thank you so much for that report, and that sounds really awesome, and we're glad to have your repeater on board the network for part time, and it's quite awesome. that we're finally starting to expand and grow the network. And we thank you for being on board. Alrighty, it looks like we might have some technical issues with the Pride Echolink conference, but for right now we're gonna send it over to Alpha Echo 4 Whiskey X-Ray, see if he is able to hear us. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Net Control, this is Alpha Echo 4 Whiskey X-Ray. I heard half the call sign. I think you might have been calling me. if so, yeah, the problem was my end. Somehow the servers dropped me. Back to you.
Alright, copy that. Yeah, they may have configured the server to drop people out after a while. I'm not too sure. I'll bug the person that that has that Echolink conference set up and see if they could fix that problem. But if the issues keep popping up, you're welcome to connect to either my call sign -L or my call sign -R if the -L one is not working. Those two are configured to not drop anybody out. Back over to you, Mark. AE4WXKJ7OMO.
Well, roger that, and thank you. I think, yeah, I'll just, in the future, I'll just connect to your node rather than the conference node. But, yeah, unfortunately, I missed everybody else's check-ins in the meantime. So I was going to share before that my oldest, who does not currently have her license yet, but might be listening on Broadcastify, was hoping to join us tonight, but she's a little under the weather and wasn't really up to being able to get on the radio. So hopefully she'll get on soon, and even more so, hopefully she'll get on with her own call sign. I think, we all got a good lesson in how important amateur radio can be in certainly in the early hours of disaster this past Saturday night. So I'll go ahead and turn it back over. This is AE4WX.
Alright, copy that. Well, I hope your Otis gets their call sign very soon. I mean, in the meantime, if you and your oldest would like, we could we can check them in as a third party traffic, but with no actual traffic being relayed through. Back to you.
Well, if she's listening, I think she'd be very happy with that. Her name is Haley, and of course her pronouns are her and hers. Thank you.
All right, I got her down. Haley, I believe it's Hotel Alpha India Lima Echo Yankee. You can correct me if I'm wrong on the next turn around. Her pronouns she, her, got her down as third-party traffic in the log. And once again, I hope she gets her license. Victor Alpha 5 Echo Tango Hotel. We'll toss it over to you. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
VA5 ETH. Hi. Yeah, I'm still not sure if I really have anything to say. I'm kind of just listening right now, and yeah. If I do have anything to say, I will definitely say it when it's my turn, but for now, back to Net Control.
Alrighty, no problem. That happens to all of us. We'll toss the hot potato back over to November 3, Victor Echo Mike, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
All right, thanks for sending it back to me. This is N3VEM, and yeah, my oldest has actually just started studying for her license as well. I don't know how into it she is or not. We'll find out how in earnest she is. There's she every now and then she'll come and hang out in the shack with me and do stuff. And we have, as a family, I had gone and gotten GMRS license, so we have a couple GMRS radios that we do just kind of family stuff with here. So she's shown some interest. So it'll be interesting to see if she holds that out. So if she's not, maybe I'll have to just drag her down some evening. But you said Mark said his oldest was not well, and it must be something going around because she's also not well. I guess yesterday she came home from school was not feeling well, and kind of spent the day hanging around here resting. And she can be a little bit of a night owl like myself, but she's already sacked out. So I know she is not well because she was, I think by 8:15 or something, she was fast asleep. So, but we'll see. Maybe I can drag her in, and maybe the next mission will be to try to convince her school and her friends to set something up. See if we can get maybe expand the network a little further. She and her friends started an LGBTQ club at their school. So maybe we can get that club to form a radio club, and maybe we can branch it out even further. Would be kind of fun. Back to you, N3 VM.
Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar returning. Let's see. To add a little bit of something that will hopefully convince those two young ladies there to join the hobby. Well, not too long ago, I managed to get a few contacts with the International Space Station through a ham radio, and specifically their repeater. But but nonetheless, I was able to get a signal up into the ISS anyway, and I tell you what, that was a lot of fun. And other things I was able to do on ham radio was to get on the lower HF bands and make contacts around the world without the help of any kind of repeater system. Just direct radio to radio contact by bouncing signals across the ionosphere. That never gets old, I'm telling you. That I just get excited every time I throw my call sign out there into the void on HF and I get a response from a faraway place like Japan or Australia or some other exotic place. So yeah, I definitely encourage all to get licensed. Definitely. Alright. We're at the bottom of the list again, so let's see if we have any more folks willing to join, wishing to join. I'm getting all mixed up here. Wishing to join us and check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. And if you wish, you may give us your pronouns as well. And we also welcome third-party traffic, too. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar, and I'm going to stand by for more check-ins.
VK5 Zulu Sierra Hotel, VK5 ZSH.
Alrighty, it's about time we got another Aussie in here. We haven't had Aussies in here in a little while. Victor Kilo 5 Zulu Sierra Hotel, welcome aboard, got you down. Do we have anybody else out there wishing to check in?
Kilo Bravo 3 Sierra Quebec Victor, KB3 SQV.
Okay, Kilo Bravo 3, Sierra Quebec Victor, the YouTube check-in. I'll go ahead and check you back in at your previous spot, and you'll be called in just a bit. Anybody else out there wishing to check in? Alright, VK5ZSH, KJ7OMO. We'll toss the mic over to you. Victor Kilo 5 Zulu Sierra Hotel Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Okay, it appears that we lost Dale, VK5ZSH. We'll call him back in just a little bit. Let's see. Let me just add KB3SQV back to the list where they were. Okay. Alright, perfect. So, you'll be going after Ethel. So for right now, we're going to toss it back up to the top of the list. AE4WX KJ7OMO.
Well, thank you again, Kimberly. And just following up on the I think it's N3 VEMs, the discussion about the kids getting interest. Over the summer, I thought Haley was just about to get there. She's been studying up on it, and what really got her going was field day this year. She and I basically worked as a team, and she just fell in love with FT8. She loved it. I don't think she wants to get on. She's a little shy. She doesn't necessarily want to get on the radio and do phone, but being able to make all those contacts digitally that fast, she loved it. So. She's like, if there's one thing I want to do in this, it's this. I'm like, well, go get your license. Come on, I'll help you. And, you can do it. So we're not there yet. But like I said, on a more sober note, I think she and her sister and her mom really got an illustration this weekend about, okay, this is why I do this, guys. The rest of the stuff is just fun. But, we get hurricanes here and, these things happen. This might have been the only, if we'd had to call for help, it would have been the only way we could have. And it was the only way we could get information. Everything else was down. So, it really was an important modality, and they saw that in action. So, we'll see. I really kind of stressed that to them without nagging, saying, you guys really might want to do this. It's concerning. The climate in this county has not been great. Even before this incident and before the show, my kids have a human rights campaign sticker on their car and have gotten harassment. They've had people pulling up alongside them and behind them and, yelling at them and, saying rude things and so on. Nothing dangerous or what have you, but, it's a worry. And, as a father, I'm like, I want you to have as many means of being able to call for help if you need it. So please reconsider, Well, I didn't mean to get that somber, but it's been a lot on my mind here the last week, of course. But anyway, so I will turn it back over. This is AE4WX.
Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar returning. Yeah, I hear you there. And I get a lot of harassment too for being, just for being transgender. And yeah, it's not fun. Not fun at all. And occasionally I do get nasty emails from other ham radio operators. Yes, I'm getting harassment through ham radio too. But you know what? That does not stop me from having fun. And it never will stop me from having fun. And that should never stop anybody else from having fun either. Just because a few rotten eggs want to ruin your day doesn't mean that it should ruin your time on the hobby. So, yeah. And yeah, FT8 is fun, but I prefer actual conversations. So if I don't feel like using voice, then I could use the text-only modes on the ham radio and just communicate via text. There's quite a few of them on the quite a few different text-only modes that one can try. But I still encourage a little voice communications every now and then. Anyways, Victor Alpha 5 Echo Tango Hotel will send it over to you. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Victor Alpha 5 Echo Tango Hotel. Yeah, so I do think that like digital modes like FT8 are a great way for like a lot of us younger folk who are like kind of shy and stuff to like just contact people and make connections, and then maybe use that sort of base as a foundation to like proceed into voice and other things. And on the other thing, I think it's just a shame that like even in this day and age, you get a lot of harassment from other people, and it's honestly kind of sad. Like, why does this happen? And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, anyway, back to net control.
Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar returning. And we're going to go ahead and toss it over to Kilo Bravo 3 Sierra Quebec Victor. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
KB3 SQV. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, KJ7OMO and the net. A couple of things to touch on this evening. First, yes, FT8 is amazing. I love FT8. I do a lot of QRP work, and I do some phone on HF, and maybe a little less these days on VHF and UHF. But FT8 has been a real game changer for the QRP people. I can't complain at all. I've been touching the world with 6 watts, and it's been nothing but fun. Every day I come home from work, I try to sit down for at least an hour and just put my call out there and see what I can get that day, see where the bands are. Secondarily, everybody just remember, stay safe out there. As a gender fluid pan, and my spouse is a non-binary trans, our community isn't quite as blue as I'd like, so yeah, the harassment can be there. But also as a former emergency manager, municipal emergency manager, I always like to make sure that everybody stays safe. And the tough thing is sometimes the empathy for some needs to exceed what you want to do in real life. So in some cases, you'd have to also want to make sure that everybody else stays safe as well, because it comes down to personal ethics and everything else, but everybody needs to remain safe, and everybody should have a safe place to be and be themselves. With that, I'm also homesick from work today, so it's kind of interesting that everybody brought that up. And that's about all I got. I will drop out of the net after this, but I appreciate the check-in. And I will send it back to Net Control, KJ7OMO. This is KB3 SQV.
All right, Kilo Bravo 3, Sierra, Quebec Victor, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, returning. Lots and lots and lots of stuff there to unpack. Wow. Yeah, I'm also in a community that is not exactly safe either. In fact, I'm in a state that is not exactly safe for us. Though, I'm not gonna... Wait a moment. I think I'm gonna skip saying the next part, because I don't want to get too political here. But, yeah, it's just a shame that society does not like us, but I'm very hopeful that one of these days things will turn around. And things will improve for folks like us. And yes, we definitely do need to stay safe. And anyways, I don't have much else to say, so we're gonna toss the hot potato over to November 3, Victor Echo Mike, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Okay, yeah, I think in the last couple rounds, I think the kind of the common thread is the idea of community. We, in our household, we talk pretty often about, we're similar. We're in an area where our ideology, for lack of a better term, maybe, is kind of we're the outlier in the area where we live. We'll put it that way. So we often talk about trying to find community and find your people and things like that can sometimes be challenging, but there's ways to kind of find those groups. Radio is a great way, because it obviously this is an awesome way that we can kind of connect and reach into some of those pockets. That's actually part of why I wanted to set this repeater up, is to kind of reach into a pocket here where I'm sure there's other folks in my area that don't necessarily have those resources, and if I can stick another one on the air, great. And then for us, the community we found around Unitarian Universalism was another one where that's kind of a group that I would kind of call our people. It's a very liberal religion, so it's really more about it's more what I would call people focused. So people supporting each other no matter what they believe is really kind of the central focus of it. So it's been those are kind of the areas where we've been able to kind of find those little pockets, even though the rest of our area might be slightly or very very different from some of our ideas anyway. But and FT8, so I'll have to comment on the FT8, because I know I was joking, it's the thing the cool kids are doing, but yeah, I think I can count my FT8 contacts on one hand. I don't have anything against FT8, I just never really got into it, because Kimberly, I probably tend to be a little bit like you. When I do have time to get on the radio, I like to kind of flap my gums a little bit and chat, so FT8 isn't never quite interested me. From a technology standpoint, it's really cool, but when I have time to get on the radio, I like to chit-chat, so that's my FT8 backstory anyway. So back to you, N3, VEM.
Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar returning. Yeah, I use FT8 primarily to check propagation conditions. Like, I would throw some signals out there for a good half hour, maybe hour or so, and then I would look at the PSK reporter maps and see where my signals are. And from there, I would probably do some other stuff. I'm usually on JS8 call. That's Juliet Sierra 8 call. And it's a very heavily modified version of FT8 but it allows full-blown QSOs to take place. So you can actually have a full conversation with somebody on JS8, via text messages, and it's pretty awesome. And not only that, but you could also drop messages for other people. And if for some reason you're having a hard time keeping in contact with a station, you could actually use other stations as a repeater on JS8. So that's another awesome functionality of that as well. And you can also have other stations to relay store a message for somebody else to be delivered later, or you could store a message to them directly, whatever. It's all in all a great mode, so I highly recommend JS8 Call. For making contacts out there. And of course, there's not only JS8 Call. I mean, I like to fool around with the different modes that FL Digi has to offer, but my most favorite ones are on the FL Digi program are PSK31, RTTY, occasionally Olivia, and occasionally Hellscriber. But by far, JS8 is my most favorite one. Oh, yeah, and I also like to mess around with WinLink every now and then. And Vara. And also Vara Chat, which basically hacks Vara and makes it into a regular chat, text chat program, much like IRC. So, but over ham radio. So there's that as well, and plenty of other things. We're gonna toss it over to Victor Kilo 5 Zulu Sierra Hotel. Let's see if Deo's back with us. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Okay, we'll try for Dale again in a little bit. In the meantime, let's get some more folks added to the list. All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and if you wish, you may give us your pronouns as well. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar, and we'll be standing by for more check-ins to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net.
Mike 6 Golf Sierra November. That's Mike 6 Golf Sierra November.
All right, Mike 6 Golf Sierra November. I don't think we've ever had a UK station on the net before. Welcome aboard. Do we have anybody else wishing to check in at this time?
This is VK2MDH calling from Sydney via Collins. Good evening.
All right, Victor Kilo 2 something. Could you repeat your call sign one more time, please?
For sure, Victor Kilo 2, Mike Bravo Hotel.
All right, Victor Kilo 2, Mike Bravo Hotel, got you down. Do we have anybody else out there wishing to check in?
Victor Kilowatt 3 Alpha Tango, just listening in the background. Thanks, Kimberly.
All right, Victor Kilo 3 Alpha Tango. I take it you're an in-and-out check-in. Thank you for stopping by. And 7-3. Do we have anybody else out there wishing to check in?
This is Victor Kilo 2 Bravo Sierra Delta, VK2BSD, in and out.
All right, sounds like people are finally coming out of the woodwork. Do we have anybody else out there wishing to check in at this time? Alrighty. We're going to go ahead now and toss the microphone over to Mike 6 Golf Sierra November Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Welcome aboard.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and where you are in the world. It's currently coming up to 3 a.m. here. I just found out about you guys through the NetLogger program. I came in part way through that one about the heavy one, the last heavy traffic there about keeping safe. Yeah, I agree. I think you find in the UK we're more accepting of the I don't know how to put it without upsetting people, but I think we're more accepting of the community than the Americans, and especially some of the states out there with a certain three-letter colour as the political party. But as you say, we're not going to go down the political part. But I just thought I'd check in, say hi, and back to net control.
All right, M6GSN KJ7OMO returning. I totally agree there. I find that folks in Europe are far more accepting. And we're going to go ahead and call you back in just a little bit. In the meantime, let's toss the mic over to Victor Kilo 2, Mike Bravo Hotel, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Kimberly, this is Victor Kilo 2, Mike Bravo Hotel, Matthias or Max is on the microphone. It's been a long time that I've been using the radio, living in a place where I can't put up any antennas. I'm very grateful for the people here in Waverly who've actually set up the new ecology on our repeater of Victor Kilo 2 Bravo Victor. This is the Radio Amateur Club that I'm a member of. And thanks to that, I can now communicate to you guys again and possibly call some friends in Germany, because as you will hear very easily by my strong German accent, I'm not from Australia. Okay, I followed your conversation. I'm just listening in and making myself familiar again.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're got two things happening here. One, your audio level is very low, and two, your microphone sounds like it's muffled. I was not able to catch any of that, so I'm gonna put it back over to you to retry your transmission. Victor Kilo 2, Mike Bravo Hotel, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Okay, this is Victor Kilo 2, Mike Bravo Hotel. On the microphone is Matthias. I hope it's a little bit better. I will change the microphone over and better pass on to someone else, like Victor Kilo 2 BSD, who was also in the background, because I need to change the microphone. Just a sec, please.
Alrighty, yeah, you sound like you're very far away from the microphone, so I was once again not able to catch that, unfortunately. Let's see, while you, I'll tell you what, while you're sorting out your audio issue, we're going to go ahead and toss it back up to the top of the list. And we'll come back to you in just a bit. Alpha Echo 4, Whiskey X-Ray, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Well, thank you again. I appreciate it. And I appreciate the reminder about JS Call. I always forget that that's there. I keep hearing it's such a great mode, and I've never played with it because I just forget about it. I do find that FT8, I have certain uses for it. I'll sometimes use it when I'm doing Parks on the Air, although I often have trouble because of my POTA setup. I use an antenna. I use the ham sticks with a mag bomb on the roof of my car. So the distance between the antenna and the transmitter is not very far, and I end up sometimes having a heck of a time with RF issues when I'm dealing with FT8 or other digital modes. So sometimes I have success, sometimes I don't. But I'll tell you, if you are doing field day and you want to rack up a lot of points, all you got to do is use emergency power, go QRP 5 watts or less, and do FT8, and your score will be unbelievable. With the multipliers, and you'll make so many contacts that way. So, but I do agree with you about the rag chewing. I guess I don't necessarily do a lot of rag chewing on HF, but I think it's just a more a function of how much time I get to spend at the desk. If I'm doing POTA, of course you're not going to really rag chew a lot doing that, but at the desk you can be more casual about it. So, but with that, I guess I'll turn it back over. AE4WX.
Hey, I'll turn around the side.
All right, I heard you out there, ZL2RO, and got you down on the list. We'll call you after we work these stations again. Victor, wait, before I call, yeah, I've did a few QRP contacts once, and yeah, that does sound like fun. And speaking of QRP, I do have the Micro BitX on the way over here. It's a QRP rig, and I'm excited to put that together and fire up and see what I can do with that thing. Of course, once in a while, not once in a while, but most of the time I'll still be firing up the old Ten-Tec Omni-A and throwing out 100 watts, but yeah, that UBitX or Micro BitX, I do intend to put some good use into that, and I'm probably going to use that as the receive radio since the Ten-Tec Omni-A is extremely deaf anyways, and there's nothing I can do to fix it. But yeah, just all sorts of HF I find very fun, regardless if it's digital modes or if it's voice. Anyways, Victor Alpha 5, Echo Tango Hotel, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. We'll toss the hot potato over to you.
Victor Alpha 5, Echo Tango Hotel. I haven't actually had any chance to mess with any digital modes, so I think the most I can do right now is decode them, because I can only receive at the moment, and yeah, it'd just be cool to see what kind of reach I can get with what I have. Back to net control.
receive only is a pretty good start. Hopefully one of these days you'll be able to transmit. It would be nice to work you on HF. I very often do get a signal up into your area. So you never know. You might hear me on HF one of these days. November 3, Victor Echo Mike. We'll toss it over to you. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Okay, well, yeah, so I definitely learned something this evening. I didn't realize, so the JS8 call, I've never used it, but I knew it was a more robust FT8 that kind of used multiple rounds so that it could be conversational, but I did not realize that it did kind of like the store and forward messaging type stuff that you talked about, so I might have to do a little Googling and read up on that. The Vera HF chat and messages I would like to play around with. I've been on the website a number of times and looked at stuff and just never got around to downloading and playing with it. Up until very recently, I volunteered with POTA, and one of the other folks on the help desk really liked to play with Vera, so he was always telling me how awesome it was, and I just never got around to it. So I ought to, after hearing him talk about it and hearing you folks mention it again tonight, I really ought to dig into that, because that's the chat that it does it is similar to the digital modes that I enjoy. I liked the the PSK31 and some of those the Hellschreiber and the Olivia modes and things like that. I always found those fun because they were, even though it was digital, it was like, I guess you could call it chatty digital, so it was kind of just chatting back and forth. So I did enjoy those type of digital modes quite a bit, but I haven't done them as much recently, so I'll have to fiddle around with the Vera HF one. But with that, I might make this my last one. It sounds like the Kiddo's movie is winding down, so you can call out to me when you come around the next time, and if I'm still here, I'll answer. But if I don't answer, it means the movie wound down and I skittered off. So I'll send it back to you. N3 VEM.
Hi, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, returning. With JS8, you could either store and forward later, or you could store and forward immediately. And those are the two things that it can do, besides, of course, having normal conversations. And one thing to know about it, just like FT8, you're going to need to keep your clock synchronized in order to use it. Now, if you're in a situation where you're not able to synchronize your clock for some reason, perhaps maybe you're out in the field and you don't have an internet connection or a GPS thing to do it, then that's okay, because you can actually manually synchronize yourself to another station and be able to contact that station. Only downside is that if you want to contact another station, well, you'll have to manually synchronize with them. But in a pinch, that does work. And let's see. Between that and the other modes, you'll have a lot of fun. Let's try Victor Kilo 5 Zulu Sierra Hotel one more time. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
KJ7 OMO VK5 ZSH returning. Afternoon Kimberly, afternoon all. I'm not sure whether my first over came through. I don't think it quite did, because yourself, Kimberly, you're a little bit lower on modulation than normal, so I'm not sure what's going on there with you. That's the unfortunate thing with well, I guess it's fortunate thing about ham radio is there is so many digital modes. And the one that I don't like, and this is the one that builds controversy, is people saying CW is a digital mode. It's not quite. I don't see people going to be hammering out zeros and ones in binary, basically, to send a message where, you know, what I categorise as digital is ones and zeros, and that's your computer programs, etc. But yeah, JS8 Cool is a good one. Vera, I'm not too interested in because it's proprietary. But if you really want to have fun with digital modes, and you have to be probably a little bit batty, like I am, do APRS, but use your text functioning there with APRS to send people messages via the APRS network. It gets very boring very quickly, but it is fun just for the lark for the first time round. What else is happening here at my end? Not a lot. I haven't been up on the net a lot of late, just due to other commitments and what have you, and one of them was partly due to part of the Australia side network going down, and I didn't know for a long time, even though my hotspot said that I was still logged into FreeDMR, but I wasn't. So but that's rectified. I'm going through New Zealand at the moment, and I think VK3JD's node's going through the New Zealand as well. Hang on. Alright, sorry about that. Nearly got the gong. One good thing is I have a All-Star node coming in. A couple of people mentioned to me where I could pick up one off of AliExpress, so I've ordered one to try it out, see how it is, etc. Someone else that's ordered the exact node said that they're good, etc. The only thing that they had problems with was a COS problem, but they believe that was more software related than a hardware issue. So yeah, I probably will grab a couple more of those later on down the track in the new year if they turn out to be alright. Anyway, I'll put it back to you there, Kimberly. KJ7OMO, VK5ZSH.
Alright, KJ7OMO returning APRS. I've heard of it, but I've never actually tried sending messages on there. I'll definitely give that a shot one of these days. Thanks for bringing that up. And let's see, and yeah, congratulations on the All-Star node. I hope that works out for you. Alright, we're gonna toss it back over to the UK. Mike 6, Golf Sierra November, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Mike 6, Golf Sierra November, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Mike 0, Victor Uniform Bravo 0 VUP.
Hey, where did everyone go? Is it El Toro? Stand by.
Alright, well, looks like we lost the Mike 6 station, so we'll try them again in a little while. Victor Kilo 2, Mike Bravo Hotel, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, and I also acknowledge ZL2RO and M0VUB. Got you both down on the list. VK2 MBH KJ7OMO.
Yes, thanks a lot. This is VK2MBH once more. I hope that the audio quality is now a bit better. I realized that Echolink was picking a different microphone than the one I have on my head right now, but this should definitely settle it now. And it's great that I can talk to you guys. It's been a while that I've been on the radio. It's not the radio, it's an Echolink application running on the computer. And but thanks to the efforts of the local OMs here on the Victor Kilo 2 Bravo Victor Amateur Radio Club in Waverly, I can participate again. Thanks a lot for letting me join your group and have a discussion with you guys. So I'll put the microphone back again and ask for a radio value on my signal now.
Alright, you're quite welcome, and your audio is perfect. Perfect. 100% readable. Back to you.
What a relief. Thanks a lot, Kimberly. Yes, and then I quickly repeat, I've done my radio amateur license a while ago. As you can hear from the strong German accent, I'm not a native Australian. I have come to this country in 1998, enjoyed very much. And unfortunately, my standard license is not accepted in Germany. So I make provisions right now to sit another exam in Germany so that I can get a call sign when I'm visiting relatives and friends in Germany. Over to you guys.
Alright, VK2MBH KJ7OMO returning. Well, I hope you pass your German license and get your German call sign as well. I'm working on getting my US Extra license so that I could be able to try and get my French license as well, because yeah, I have a lot of family in France, and one of these days I'm actually going to visit France, and I want to be able to operate my radio over there while I'm over there. So yeah, hence one of the reasons why I'm wanting to get a French call sign. Anyways, good hearing you on the net, and we're going to call you back in just a little bit. For right now, we're going to toss the mic over to ZL2RO KJ7OMO.
KJ7OMO, ZL2RO. Just confirm audio first.
Your audio is excellent. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody, here from New Zealand. I had a question for yourself and I think Tony. I've noticed the All-Star bridges to this talk group and obviously other talk groups on FreeDMR are now gone. Has anyone got any objections to me spinning up a All-Star hub here in New Zealand for those All-Star node numbers? Because even the one for 530 doesn't work, and the 50108, 56108 doesn't work. I wouldn't mind hearing what Tony's thoughts on that would be, and yourself, and anybody else that may have comment on it. But yeah, I just fired up my All-Star node and tried to connect, and it doesn't exist, so I was a bit disappointed. Back to you there, Kimberly, and I hope all is well. KJ7OMO, ZL2RO.
ZL2RO KJ7OMO returning 56108. I believe that's Jared's node. Yeah, we haven't heard from Jared in quite a long time, and last I checked, Jared's license is expired, and they have not renewed it yet, and so far they have not responded to any of our messages. So I'm not sure what's going on with Jared, but I'm hoping that Jared is okay and everything is good. And I'm hoping that Jared will, one of these days may contact us with us again. But yeah, all of Jared's stuff has completely disappeared. So in the meantime, Tony has made a bridge over to a New Zealand server just to keep everything going. Now, if you'd like to put together a all-star node for our network, Phil, go for it. I have no objections. Unfortunately, Tony is not with us on this net today, so you may want to put that out on Discord so that he could give you his input. But me, I have no objections. So, for my concern, if you want to do it, go for it. All right, we're going to toss the mic over to Mike 0, Victor Uniform Bravo, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Yeah, Kilo Juliet 7. I forgot the call now. It's gone out of my head. I've got it here. It's gone. It's gone. Sorry, Kimberly, I forgot your call sign. It's here. No, it's KJ7 OMO. Do apologise, Kimberly. It is 3:20 in the morning here. And I've just finished off a server. I've just finished off spinning up West Coast for the Freestar Network, System X. I'm coming through the West Coast server now, actually, on the Pride Network. So I think this is the first for me, Kimberly, coming on this net. So I thought I'd just call in and say hi. There's plenty going off, but I thought I'd just give 969 a go, and I thought I'd just call in and see how you all are, you and Tony and everybody. So yeah, I'm on a TYTMD UV380 running the OpenGV77 firmware as well. Really really impressed with that. It's a really good piece of software that's on the radio. But anyway, I'm not thinking straight, Kimberly, because I'm about to hit the hay. 3:20 in the morning, so I better do one. But I thought I'd just say hi, and the USRP linkers, yeah. Back to you, Kimberly, from M0V, mate.
Oh my God.
VK3 Juliet Echo Delta.
Mike 0, Victor Uniform Bravo, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Good hearing from you. Finally, you get your first time on the net. Welcome aboard. Welcome. We're glad to finally have you here. And yeah, you're sounding pretty good coming through the Freestar System X server, so congratulations. Everything's working great. Anyways, I've had her let you go so that you could get some sleep, because I know it's getting late for y'all. Thanks for stopping by and saying hello to us, and we shall say 7-3 to you, and you have a wonderful night. And I heard VK3JED out there, so we're gonna toss it to Victor Kilo 3 Juliet Echo Delta Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Yeah, g'day all. I won't stick around. I don't have a lot of battery. I'm going to have to switch the phone to low power mode to keep it going till the return trip, probably in about an hour and a half's time. And you can hear the noise in the background. It's very windy, and a lot of commentary at the professional race meet. Got fourth in my heat with a very, very close handicap run. Went quite well after some technical glitches with the timing system in the wind. So, it's good fun. I'm not sure what's been happening. I don't know who's on, but I'll say a quick hello to everyone. Listen for a bit, but I am going to have to go very quickly. Just thought I'd check in and let you know I'm around, and then get back to what's going on here. I've got another race probably within the next hour and a half. KJ7 OMO with the group, VK3 JED.
All right, VK3 JED KJ7 OMO returning. All right, well, we're glad to have you aboard. I think this net is a record for us. It is a record. We got 13 check-ins so far, I believe. Let me check real quick. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, we got 13 check-ins so far. I think that's a record for us. I'm not sure, but I'll check. We had VK6HAX, who was in and out, AE4WX, VA5ETH, KB3SQV, N3VEM, VK5ZSH, M6GSN, that's Mike, by the way. That's a Mike call sign, by the way. VK2MBH, VK3AT, VK2BSD, ZL2RO, M0VUB, and now you. So that's everybody on the list at the moment. And speaking of list, we're now at the bottom of the list, so let's see if there's anybody else out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and if you like, you may give us your pronouns as well. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar, and I'll stand by for more check-ins.
Yeah, not sure how many's left. I don't think I'd last around, so I'm going to have to say 7-3 there, Kimberley. I thought I'd just check in and say hello. So, yeah, I'm sort of almost in and out, just a quick hello. And, yeah, it's a windy day here in Melbourne. And I'm in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne, so, yeah, race in about an hour and a half, and then I'll probably be home in about 4. Anyway, cheers. KJ7 OMO VK3JD with QRM from the PA in the background. The heats of the open 100 metres are on. I did the Masters for the oldies. Anyway, cheers all. VK3, KJ7 OMO VK3JD. I'll say 7-3, and I'll probably be on Discord tonight when I get home.
Good luck, Tony.
Alright, Tony, well, 7-3, and we'll see you on Discord. And that was Dale saying good luck, by the way. Alright, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if there's anybody else out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and if you wish, you may give us your pronouns as well.
Kilo India 6 Whiskey Papa Kilo, KI6WPK, Bill in San Francisco.
All right, a voice we haven't heard in a while. Kilo India 6 Whiskey Papa Kilo, got you down. Do we have anybody else out there wishing to check in? Alright, do we have anybody else wishing to check in to the net at this time? Alright, hearing nothing, let's toss it over to Kilo India 6, Whiskey Papa Kilo, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Over to you.
Well, greetings to you, greetings to the net. I'm about to head into the kitchen and fry up some tilapia fish to have a good dinner with my significant other. And so I'm in and out, but I just wanted to say hello to everybody. And also note that your audio level is way, way low tonight. I had to turn up my receiver to hear your voice. So give it another 6 dB if you can. Anyway, everybody enjoy the rest of their evening, and back to the net. KI6WPK.
All right, KI6WPK, KJ7OMO returning. I bumped my audio level up a little bit, so hopefully I sound better. All right, well, that dinner sounds really good, so you enjoy, and yeah, thank you for stopping by, and 7-3 to you. All right, we're gonna toss the mic back up to Alpha Echo 4 Whiskey X-Ray Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Wow, this net, this is like the most check-ins I've ever had. Wow, back to you.
Thank you, Kimberly. And yeah, we're going all night long here. So yeah, that added game that you put on there really does help a bit. So thank you for that. So I was going to share about APRS. One of the things that I'll mention for folks that checked in after I did my first check-in. I live in Moore County, which, if you've heard any of the U.S. news, I live about 3 miles from where the substations were shot out. And so we were in the dark from Saturday night until Wednesday morning. And, the suspicion, of course, was nobody, they're not saying anything yet because they don't have any suspects identified, but the suspicion was that this was targeted because of a drag show that was being held in downtown Southern Pines. But getting back to APRS, while we were in the dark, we do have an APRS. Their adoption around APRS in this county is pretty poor, but there is a gateway in Carthage, which is about 12 miles from where I live, and I can reach it from here. So, and I was, when the power first went out, I have a DMR handheld that I use for, I use it primarily for DMR, but it's APRS capable. And I was hoping I was going to be able to use that to send text messages as a means of communication out, trying to use whatever I had since we had no power, phone, no internet, no cable, no nothing, And so the handheld I use for this is an Alinco ND5 XT, I think it is. And I could, the APRS gateway was still on. I could still hear it calling. But unfortunately, for the life of me, I cannot figure out how to send a text message using the handheld through APRS. I'm not sure it's possible. I'm not sure that this handheld can do it. I know it can be done with other radios, and of course it can be done with apps like the APRS Droid and things like that. So part of my after action for next time, or for a hurricane or whatever, is I need to figure out how to use the APRS gateway that's there so I can send a text message out if I need to. So anyways, just word to the wise, if you do use APRS and you want to be able to use that capability, make sure you know how to do that before you get into a disaster situation. And a little bit of breaking news in terms of the Moore County recovery. When the power went out, one of my cats, was so freaked out that she jumped under the bed and she would not come out. Absolutely not for food, not for water, not for nothing, since Saturday night. And as of a few minutes ago, I've got this cat curled up next to me, rubbing her belly, and she's just having a grand old time. So she's getting back to normal, whatever normal really is. So things are settling down here, and, it's good to see life getting back to whatever it might be. Although, to be frank, everybody's still on edge. We're all worried about, follow-on attacks and so on. And
AE4WX KJ7OMO. I think you bit the alligator. We'll toss it back to you to try again.
Well, let's try again. Do you copy me, Kimberly? KJ7OMO, this is AE4WX.
Yeah, I copy you now. Just so you know, there is a 3-minute timeout on the network, so if you need to go more than that, you'll have to drop your carrier for a second just before the timeout happens. You'll drop your carrier for a few seconds and then come back and continue on. Back to you.
Oh, sure thing. Yeah, I got a little bit more talky than I thought I was going to get there. But the story I was just telling in terms of, us getting back to some sort of sense of recovery here. My cat, when the power went out, freaked out and ran under the bed, and she stayed under the bed, would not come out. That was Saturday night, and even when the power came back on Wednesday, she would not come out, not for food, not for water, not for nothing. And as of a few minutes ago, she's just curled up next to me, letting me rub her belly, purring like mad. So, she's starting to settle out. So things are hopefully okay, getting back to okay here. The thing I was saying too is that, honestly, everybody's on edge here. We're worried about follow-on attacks. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. So, what I can do is I can stand up for the community and particularly stand up for the Sandhills Pride group that sponsored the show, whether or not they had anything to do with why they did this. But anyway, with that, I'll turn it back to you. Thank you. This is AE4WX.
AE4WX KJ7OMO returning. Well, hopefully that incident does not happen again. Again, that was quite the crazy thing, and that kitty cat sounds so cute. Oh my goodness. Anyways, it looks like the VK2RLT repeater in Australia has gone offline, so if there's any station that was on that repeater, well, hopefully they'll be able to make it on our other ways of connecting. We're gonna try and get that repeater back on the network here as soon as it comes back online. For right now, we're gonna toss the mic over to Victor Alpha 5 Echo Tango Hotel Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Victor Alpha 5 Echo Tango Hotel here. I think I'm going to call tonight. It's nice being here. And 7-3. Good night, everybody. This is Victor Alpha 5 Echo Tango Hotel. Back to net control.
Alright, no problem, Ethel. You have a good night, 3373, and thanks for hanging out with us, and we hope to see you on the net next week. November 3, Victor Echo Mike, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. The mic is yours. We're going to try November 3, Victor Echo Mike one more time. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Alrighty, well, he did say that if he doesn't come back, that means that he's out, so we're going to check him out, and if you could still hear us, 7-3, and thanks for hanging out with us. Victor Kilo 5, Zulu Sierra Hotel, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
KJ7IMO, VK5, ZSH returning. Thanks for putting it on there, Kimberly. I'm probably going to make this my last over. Sorry to hear about the substation there. I guess it reinforces to have, backups upon your backups, etc., whether it be solar and battery or generator, etc. I myself, all my ham radio gear runs on its own battery solar setup. It's not hooked to the mains or anything like that, so I'm completely independent of what happens with the mains power, basically, and I've got LEDs lights that are hooked up to it, so I can see, read, write, what have you, off the same battery bank, basically. I got my lighting down to, I think it's about 50 milliamps, basically, off of 12 volts. So I'm pretty chuffed with that, and that's a decent amount of light, etc. The only problem is with that. If we have any extended power outage type thing, back to the old paper and pencil log, which I'm not too bothered with anyway, because that's how I keep everything for VHF, UHF, basically. That's just sort of FM simplex repeater stuff. Is all just jotted down into a notebook. But yeah, all my FM, all my HF, SSB type contacts are all digital, so I can upload them to various places, etc. I don't actually have much more to add. ZL2RO, I think it was your call sign, Phil. Hang on. I have no problems with you spinning up the missing nodes there that Jared had running. That's the unfortunate problem with him pulling the plug, so to speak, is no one, I don't think anyone really got the opportunity to say, hey, we'll take over what you're doing. He just basically, pulled up stumps, so to speak. So, by all means, as far as I'm concerned, go for it. Tony probably would be happy with you doing it, but I would have a chat to Tony anyway, because I'm not sure what he's put in place at the moment whilst Jared's AWOL, basically. So anyway, thanks for putting it on there, Kimberly. I'll make this my last over, and everyone else have a good weekend, what's left of it, etc. And hopefully we'll catch you all next week. KJ7IMO, VK5, ZSH in the Dwindling Group.
Alrighty, VK5ZSH, KJ7OMO returning. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, and 7-3 to you. Let's check back in with Mike 6, Golf Sierra November, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Well, it is late over in the UK, so more than likely they have fallen asleep, so we'll check them out. And I will say a 7-3 to them. Hopefully they're able to hear that. All right. Victor Kilo 2, Mike Bravo Hotel, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. All right, well, that station was coming in through the VK2 RLT repeater, which unfortunately is offline at this time. So we're going to mark that station as a checkout and say 7-3 to them. So now we're going to toss the mic back over to ZL2RO, KJ7OMO.
KJ7OMO, ZL2RO, how do you know? How did I know that was coming to me when I was just going to set up my Cinnamon computer? All good. That other station, he said, are you okay with that? That's really cool because I've been meaning to do something for a while. I have access to a data centre here in New Zealand, so I'm just hoping I can get another slot allocated, and then I'll set up an All-Star hub in there.
Okay, Phil, I think you bit the alligator. Try again. Alright, apparently Phil's radio must have died or something in the middle of the transition, so we'll come back to Phil in a bit. We're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we have anybody else out there wishing to check in or return. All I need, so yeah, if any of you would like to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net, all I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and if you wish, you may give us your pronouns as well. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, she, her, and I'll be standing by for more check-ins. Alright, do we have any more check-ins or returning stations? Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by for more check-ins. Alright, well, looks like this group is dwindling fast. Alpha Echo 4, Whiskey X-Ray, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Well, thank you again, and yeah, it's getting a little bit late, so, it's almost 11 here on the East Coast, so I'm probably this will probably be my last as well. But I do want to say thank you for letting me know about this net and for taking my check-ins. And I've been really thrilled. I think this is a great net, and I'm looking forward to checking in with you guys again. Thank you all very much, and I hope everybody has a great evening. Stay safe, stay warm in 73. And as I always sign off, don't get no virus. This is Alpha Echo 4 Whiskey X-Ray. Back to you, Kimberly.
Alrighty, you're quite welcome, and we're glad to have you aboard, and feel free to stop by the network anytime for general chatter, and of course, the net happens every Sunday at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time, every week, so yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, and 7-3. ZL2RO, KJ7OMO. Back over to you.
KJ7OMO, just confirm connection, because I did come back, but obviously I wasn't there.
Yep, you're all good. Back to you.
Yeah, afternoon again. Yeah, no, I was just saying thanks for the consensus on that, apart from Tony at the moment, because he's not about, he's competing, so good on him, good luck. Yeah, I was just saying, I do have contact with Jared kind of on Facebook, but he's into some other new venture with AI art, and that seems to have consumed all his time, unfortunately. These things happen, but it would have been nice to, take up some of the bridges and all that. So never mind, these things have happened. So I do plan to get my head into it once I have my Christmas break, and because I've got access to a data center, I'm hoping to get another slice inside there to use it as a all-star linking hub. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, back to you, Kimberly, and a great net tonight. KM4, KJ7OMO, sorry, ZL2RO73.
Alright, well, this has to be a record-setting net. We had 14 check-ins, or if you include net control, 15. Yeah, I think this is the most check-ins I've had on the net so far. And I'm just loving it, and I'm hoping that one day we'll have a large number of check-ins coming in. Anyways, 7-3 to you. Alright, folks, we're going to make one last call for check-ins, one last call. If nobody else pops up, we're shutting things down. If anyone would like to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net, all I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and if you wish, you may give us your pronouns as well. This is the last and final call. Alrighty, folks, that is a wrap. I would like to thank all of you for participating and having fun on this net. I also would like to thank the Waverly Amateur Radio Society in Sydney, as well as the folks behind the VK3RBO repeater for the use of their systems to carry this net, as well as VK3JED and VK2WAY, as well as the rest of the Pride Radio group for making this net and network possible. I now return all frequencies, repeaters, and other systems back to their abnormal abuse. I mean, normal amateur use. 7-3, everybody, from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. And by the way, we will no longer be joining the Puget Sound network due to circumstances beyond our control. It seems like we are no longer getting along with the higher-ups of the Puget Sound radio group. So, with that, I shall say 7-3, and I will be monitoring the network for general conversations. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. QRZ, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Nothing heard. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Alright, YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, y'all! 7-3 from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.